I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs, where it's all chicken all week long. And today, we take a trip to Tuscany for stuffed chicken breast served with polenta cake that you can make from scratch. Today's chicken champ is a returning champ. Felicia Lacaille is executive chef with Teak on the St. Pete Pier and returning to the Dinner DeeAs kitchen, victorious, fresh off her recent win at Tampa Bay Food Fight. Bring it in, girl. Come on now. Come on now. I see a little thing over there too. What are we looking at right there?
That is the individual trophy. It was amazing.
So you represented Team St. Pete, coming through in a victorious win. I mean, what an absolute treat that is.
It was, and it was so much fun. It's so much fun to see like all the, the different ideas come together, working with the group of chefs that we had, which were all amazing. And then, all of a sudden you have to change and pivot and do different things, and it's just so much fun.
Over 1,100 people in the stands, hundreds of thousands of dollars that were raised to support Metropolitan Ministries.
Which is beautiful.
And in the same token, you get to be able to celebrate with what your skill set is and have fun.
We had so much fun.
I'm so happy for you. I am so absolutely happy for you.
Thank you.
And that is actually a real knife, too.
Oh, it is a real knife. I didn't realize it until last night, and my son actually grabbed it. He was like, "Mom."
Did he cut himself?
No.
Okay,
No.
Good.
He was like,
Good.
He was like, "Mom, this is real." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So we're gonna have to be really, really careful. And it's super sharp.
So are you gonna use it then?
No.
This is a trophy. This is something to celebrate. This is something to always be. That's really cool. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Chef Felicia has taken on our chicken challenge and has a recipe for Tuscan chicken, seared polenta cakes, and arugula salad. Now, before we start it, you already kind of started working away over here. So what do we got going on?
So we have the polenta going on. I sauteed a little bit of in butter, garlic, shallot, thyme, and then added the polenta because polenta cooks a little quick.
Okay.
Just gonna add a little bit more liquid into this real quick, and then I'm gonna finish it off with a little bit of cheese.
And now, what was it that you just poured in? That's a stock of some sort.
This is veg stock that we make.
Okay.
Yeah, we make it with just it's a little bit more flavorful.
Okay.
You don't
You
want
could
it to
use
be
water, but there's gonna be very little flavor behind it.
very little flavor behind it. Correct.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna add a little bit of cheese.
Okay, what type of cheese you adding in?
I have Parmesan.
Oh, come on now.
A little shredded parm. Got a little baking dish right here. I don't particularly put any butter into the lining of it because you're gonna pop it out later.
Okay.
This has so much butter in it already.
Now we're using polenta. What's the difference between polenta and grits? Because they look the same. They almost have the same kind of texture, but they're not. They're not the same.
No, they're not the same. So polenta is gonna be a fine grain on it, and grits are gonna be a little bit thicker. Polenta is gonna cook a lot quicker as well. Grits take a little bit longer.
And that's gonna help actually bring out a nice creaminess behind it too, because you're not gonna get that textury bite behind it where it's like
And polenta is so versatile because you can do it super creamy, or you can do thick, where you can make it into polenta fries. I mean, it's endless, and like this is a cake, kind of play on words, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be putting it into my dish. We're gonna let this cool, and then you can mold it out however you want to. If you want to do them round, you can do them round. You want to do them square, however you want.
I love it because if you want to read the recipe for today's dinner idea, visit dinnerdeas.com. Easiest way to do that is using the QR code on the screen right now. All you need is your phone. Just open the camera app. No special app needed. And when that black and white square is in frame and in focus, a link to us will appear right on your phone. Just press it and you'll get straight to dinnerdeas.com. Okay, so you formed it. You've shaped it. What do we need to do next with it?
So now we're going to put it in the fridge. It needs to cool for about an hour.
Okay, so this is now going to have a little time to set. Very cool.
It needs to get firm so that when you pop it out, you're going to cut it.
Very cool.
Yep, so let's do that.
And you already have one in the fridge that you've done earlier, too.
I sure do.
All right.
The magic of...
the magic of TV. Now, you let this one cool for an hour. If you didn't let it cool, what would happen?
It'd fall apart.
It would just fall apart. So it's a really important step to make sure that it actually sets and firms up the way that you need it to be.
Yeah,
okay.
which is firm to the touch. You can definitely tell the texture is different. So I'm going to, if you don't mind, can you turn this up a little bit?
I certainly can.
Like a medium? There we go.
So it should just pop right out.
It should pop right out.
I love that. Okay.
All right. And I mean, you might want to, cut off a little bit, form it up, and that's good. All right. So I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in that pan.
Okay.
And I'm going to sear one side first.
Okay.
Let it get crispy.
Ooh.
And then from there, we'll put it in the oven.
Oh, come on now. We're taking a break, but when we come back, goat cheese, prosciutto, and lemon zest, oh my, it's all going inside our chicken. Ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Check your calendars, folks. Yes, it's Chicken Week, and here with her hump day idea for a chicken dinner is Chef Felicia Lacaille from Teak on the St. Pete Pier. She's making Tuscan chicken, seared polenta cakes, and an arugula salad. Before the break, we started our polenta cakes. We started by cooking up garlic, shallot, and thyme in butter, adding vegetable stock, and slowly whisking in the polenta, then Parmesan cheese, a little salt, and putting it into a baking dish to firm up in the fridge. After which, we cut it into squares and seared them in, yep, that's right, more butter. And let me tell you, those look beautiful. Like,
Thank you.
Those look so good.
And they're going to be so crispy on the outside and then just creamy on the inside.
Yeah.
It's a perfect texture.
Oh, come on now. All right, so now these are going to go into the oven.
Yep.
All right, and what temperature do they need to go in for how long?
400 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes, just so the middle gets a little bit warmer. You want it hot when you serve it.
Let's put these bad boys into the oven then.
Put these bad boys in there. Beautiful. And then
now we got chicken to play with.
oh yeah,
Okay.
my favorite.
Chicken's your favorite?
Chicken is one of my favorites.
Chicken is one of your
Yeah,
favorites.
because it's underrated. People are like, it's always chicken, but chicken is just a great playground and to do whatever you want with it. So so here I'm going to make it. So these are airline chicken, because it's got this little drumette right here, right? So I'm going to make an incision right underneath the skin. And kind of do that with this one, right?
Now, is this hard to do to really kind of get that nice slice so that way then it's really kind of making sure you still just have a pocket for...
You have a little pocket for the stuffing.
Yeah, like is it hard sometimes thinking like, okay, don't go too deep, don't go too deep because then
you don't
the
want to
pocket's gone.
Yeah, the pocket's gone. And then sometimes, it happens and it comes out. It's okay. So I'm going to season the inside and the outside generously. All right. A little bit of salt and pepper. All right. I hear someone's stomach going off.
I'm ready. I'm already kind of like, come on now. Like you got a little bit of salt going for it there. That was everything right here.
That was cute.
It was cute. It's a Dinner Diaz first, my friend. The stomach was actually like really all in, like, let's go.
That was it. That's money. All right, so
I got a rolling appetite right now, just for you at home, folks.
So next we're gonna do the stuffing. So this is really quick.
Okay.
All right. So it's literally a little salt and pepper. That's already mixed.
So what do you got already as a base right there?
So this is goat cheese.
Just goat cheese.
Just goat cheese. Fresh basil, chiffonade. All right. Prosciutto, can never go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with prosciutto.
You don't want it crispy or anything like that. You just want it to just natural form how it is.
Perfect.
All right. And then in here I have a peppercorn melange. I like the peppercorn melange because it gives it a lot of fragrance. So you've got the pink, the green, the black, and the white.
Before you go even farther, you used a lot of technical terms right there. What is it? Like, walk us through it first.
Peppercorn melange?
Yes.
Melange means mix.
A mix.
A mix of peppercorns.
As simple as that.
Simple as that.
It just sounds so much cooler when you say it. It's not just a mix.
It's a little bit of everything in there. So it's just it's super fragrant. I wish we had smell-o-vision invented, but.
So to that point, it smells different. Will it taste different too then?
It does. It's got a little bit more, it's not so pungent.
Okay.
Like a black peppercorn just kind of like slaps you in the face.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more just.
It's a little subtle. It just kind of has a nice little undertone behind it. You get the essence of the pepper, but it's not going to give you that punch of pepper.
No, it's not.
Okay.
And then you want some brightness with the fresh lemon zest.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to go, I like to use my hands. All right. So you can do that at home.
Very nice.
So then I'm going to mix this around. And our chicken is already seasoned. And that's good to go. And then I'm going to take some of this, right? And I like to take a big portion.
So a big portion. So almost like a, smaller than a baseball.
So about 2.5.
A little bit bigger than a golf ball almost.
It's about 2.5 to 3 ounces.
Okay, about 3 ounces. And that's going to fit all the way in.
All the way in. I just stuff it.
I like how you did that. You used both hands because you had your right hand with it, kind of guiding it in and having pressure on your left side. So that way then you could really have that control to make sure you can form it and make sure that you're distributing it evenly.
Nice and even, yeah. And then that chicken breast is going to cover it. I always like the skin on because obviously, you know, you want the skin on. Gives a little nice little crisp.
Oh, it's that beautiful little bit of flavor there. Okay.
Yep, so then in here, I'm going to put a little bit of oil.
Okay.
It's probably going to be really hot, which that's what you want. Of course, a little bit of butter. Put a little bit of oil and butter because you don't want that butter to burn. And then we're going to go, thank you.
To try this tasty Tuscan chicken for your next chicken dinner, grab Chef Felicia's recipe at dinnerdeas.com. You can find us fastest with your phone and using the QR code we have in the corner of the screen right now. So you want skin side down.
Skin side down.
Getting a nice little bit of a sear, it looks like.
Yep. And then we're going to flip it over and put it in the oven to finish.
Now, I got to ask you a question. If someone at home doesn't like goat cheese, because sometimes it's very tangy.
It is tangy.
And it's got this nice creaminess behind it, but sometimes it's a little too creamy for some. What would be another good cheese to use for this?
Boursin.
Okay.
I like Boursin. I mean, cream cheese,
yeah.
I mean, you can if you want to.
Yeah.
But for me, I like the Boursin cheese that comes in that, or you can use mascarpone as well.
Okay. So you still want to have something that's going to have a lightness behind it and a creaminess so it has a little bit more movement. Nothing that's going to be a firm cheese.
No, nothing super firm.
Very cool, very cool. Once this is seared both sides, we're gonna get it into the oven to finish cooking during the break. When we come back, a simple salad and a sauce to bring it all together. Ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. We're offering up a third choice of chicken dish as our chicken week reaches day 3. And it's a Tuscan chicken being made alongside seared polenta cakes and an arugula salad, all thanks to Chef Felicia Lacalle. Before the break, we took our seared polenta cakes and finished them in the oven, then got our chicken ready, making a little hole under the skin so we could stuff them with a mixture of goat's cheese, basil, and a pepper melange, prosciutto, and lemon zest. Then we got the chicken into the pan, seared it both sides, and finishing up in the oven alongside the polenta. During the break, we started on a sauce, cooking down some bacon, adding in garlic, shallots, thyme, pimento peppers, then deglazing with brandy and adding in cream. And I know that there's going to be someone very smart out there watching the show. So if you could please, please, please invent smell-o-vision, now would be that perfect time to do it, because like this is smelling really good. That's all smelling really good. Like, what do we need to do next with this?
So this is just going to go into the blender, then we're going to strain it.
Okay.
Super easy.
Very cool.
All right, so let's take off this top. I don't need this. Put this to the side. Put all this in here.
Yeah, this right here I am so excited about, because to see everything come alive, thicken and reduce the way that you've just brought all of those flavors together.
And then it gets a beautiful bright red color once everything is put together. Also, make sure that this is not on high, because the hot will be wearing it. But look how beautiful it starts to turn.
It has that beautiful, almost salmon-like color, that pink and orange that's just so beautiful and bright.
And then we're straining it.
And you like to strain it. Why do you like to strain this?
Because it's such you want it silky. I don't want it to interfere, because, you know, the ingredients the thyme won't break down, you know, as smooth as the garlic will. But you want it to be nice and silky. You already got texture going on with the arugula and then the crispiness from the chicken on the skin. And the tomatoes are going to burst in your mouth. So you just want a little bit of just that sexiness
Just
on the
that
plate.
sexiness of it. Let's just call it what it is,
the
okay?
sexiness on the plate.
I absolutely love it.
And then you see all the particles, so you don't want to eat that.
Exactly. So it's intentional that
mouthfeel.
you're doing that whole piece, because it really has to just be a nice light
really
consistency.
does. And look at that.
Yeah, it's so much thinner now. I mean, look at it just kind of move
Yeah.
and have much more viscosity behind it.
It sure does. All right.
What's next?
So next, I'm going to do this over here. And then next, I'm going to, let's go grab the stuff out of the oven.
Okay.
I'm going to put my glove on.
I'm actually, like, I'm just digging right now. I'm like literally.
Go for it.
Okay. Smell-o-vision first. Taste-o-vision next. I mean, is that like something like?
That'd be nice.
Oh wait, no. Actually, they just need to recreate this recipe. Okay.
So I'm going to take out my chicken, the polenta.
Yeah. everything.
And then the tomatoes that we blistered. And then we'll start building.
And the tomatoes. Looks very simple. What did you got going on over there?
A little bit of roasted garlic oil, which we make at the restaurant.
Okay.
We could use EVO, which is fine.
Okay.
Salt and pepper, chopped up rosemary, garlic, salt and pepper. Or I think I said salt and pepper
Okay.
already, but
So just very, very simple.
Yep.
Just to really let the natural sugars of those tomatoes just shine.
Yep.
Okay.
And then let's start plating this baby.
Oh, it's plating time.
Just a little bit of the sauce on the bottom. All right.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the polenta cake that holds up beautifully.
I love it. And we got the sauce first to be that base.
And then we got this beautiful piece of chicken that's going to sit right on top.
Look at the height already. Look at how the polenta cake is now like that sponge going to just like take off more of that. Oh.
And then in here, a few of the tomatoes, right? Want to get a little bit of that garlic deliciousness in here as well. All right, and then we're going to put in this vinaigrette. Super simple.
Okay, what you do with it?
A little grain mustard, a little honey, salt and pepper, champagne vinegar, and EVO.
Okay, and that recipe is on our website, dinnerdeas.com, because to make this for your dinner, grab the recipes for every part of the dish, including the sauce and the salad, again, at dinnerdeas.com. You can also watch this show, again, if you missed any of it, just scan the QR code down there to get to us.
Then we mix it up. I like to break up some of the tomatoes, not all of them, to get a little bit of that juice.
Yeah.
Right? And it just brings a nice freshness to the plate.
Oh,
And then a
absolutely.
little bit of this is going to go right
That is a
on top.
showstopper right there. Oh,
And there we go.
look
That
at
is our
that.
Tuscan chicken.
Folks, you are all in a treat for this one here, my friends, because if you make this for your dinner, we want to know how it tasted. Send a photo to dinnerdeas@fox.com. That's what John did. He's watching Avon Park. Hey, John. He made the shrimp and grits recipe shared by Chad Ward from Whiskey Bent Barbecue and told us, my wife can't take the heat. So we used mild sauces instead of the chorizo and added some sliced mushrooms. It was still awesome. I mean, Felicia, that looks absolutely awesome, doesn't it?
That does.
That
It's
looks
super delicious.
Rockin'. John, I'm telling you though, you need to make this one for your wife, okay? Like that's a non-negotiable, my friend. You got to try it because when we come back from the break, we get to try this Tuscan chicken ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. It's chicken week, so we've been making, well, you guessed it, chicken. Not just any chicken though. Today we've been doing a Tuscan chicken served with seared polenta. Literally, these polenta cakes just give it the height, already the base for this chicken to sit on with an arugula salad on top like this. Like, chef, like this is absolutely stunning. Look at
you.
this. Now, is this pretty true to form of how it would look at the restaurant?
Yes, with the exception of a little bit of basil oil around, just like a little bit more pop of color.
How would you, like, and what, you're just doing basil, olive oil, blending it, straining it?
Straining it, and that's it.
Oh, come on, come on,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. All right, now I'm kind of getting like, my stomach is still going and
Still
ready to
going,
go.
huh?
You ready to dig into this?
Let's do it.
Okay. Now, you also have a beautiful wine over there too.
Yes, a little chard.
A little chard to go along. So that's a good
Go
wine to
along.
pair with this dish?
It is. It's not, you know, you don't want anything too heavy.
Okay.
Everything is light.
Okay. Like I have died and gone to chicken heaven. Like literally.
The freshness from the lemon really brings everything up together.
You know what though? For me, it's the sauce. Like this sauce.
You're in love with that sauce.
I'm in love with this sauce. Like before you know it, folks, I might be like literally cleaning this plate with my tongue because it is that good. And truly, there's that hint of bacon in there.
The smokiness.
That's
is just,
out of this world fantastic. So if someone at home wanted to kind of like, hey, I don't like polenta, and I want to do another side with it. You got any suggestions?
fingerling potatoes. And
Okay.
Probably roasting them in the oven.
Okay.
Like you do with the tomatoes would be a
Okay.
perfect side dish for this.
But a non-negotiable. Like if someone said, hey, I don't want to do the polenta, but I will take you up on the recommendation for fingerling potatoes. The non-negotiable, though, you have to do the sauce.
You have to do the sauce.
You have to do this. You
Brings
have
it
to
all
do the
to-
sauce.
yep.
This, it does.
Yep.
Like, all right, I got another bite, and it just changed my flavors, and I'm getting more excited. Ooh, it's getting me. So what's your favorite part? Like, there's so much going on.
For me, honestly, the polenta. The polenta with the goat cheese, for me, is just like, that flavor is everything.
And it's not too tangy either.
No. It's got a good balance of a little bit of everything. The sweetness from the tomatoes when they're roasted was beautiful, and it pops in your mouth.
And that is a beautiful technique too in itself, because it's one thing to just say, oh great, I'm gonna make a nice little salad for it to sit on top and just take the arugula and make a nice little vinaigrette. But roasting it, going that extra layer, depth of flavors, concentrating those sugars, bringing out that sweetness. It's simple.
Very simple. I like to keep it simple.
You gotta keep it simple, but you can elevate it
For sure.
every step of the way. My friend, my champ over here, thanks again to Chef Felicia. A link to Teak, her restaurant on the St. Pete Pier, is at dinnerdeals.com, along with the recipes that we have been making everything today with, plus the other chicken dishes that we did Monday and Tuesday. And if you want pasta, there's the Farm Primavera from Brick Street Farms Chef Nicole Kubalins, or the Bourbon Barbecue Chicken brought to us by Chef Gaston Meredith, which we just made yesterday. I'm Jeff Philbin. See you next time with another Chicken Week idea for dinner, or as we call them, Dinner Dias.